mission and team. Mission and team. What informs your team? What do you base on to decide which team you would collect? Okay, I'm not a footballer, but Isaiah White is a footballer. He will probably tell us what informs the coach or what informs the trainer to decide who plays which number, who cannot play that number. What informs you to pick this person, to add them to your team? What informs that? That's the question. We are looking at mission and team. We are in truth and in spirit. Well of Worship Fellowship. Today is the 11th of October 2025. We are here at Inspire Cafe, Twed Towers, Kampala, Uganda. My name is Peter Calviland Serubide, alongside Pastor White Tumwine Mutabazi, a theologian, a biblical theologian, a biblical Christian theologian. And we are discussing the topic titled Mission and Team. Currently in Uganda, we are due for elections come next year, 2026. And one of the conversations is what informs the team? Why do you choose that kind of cabinet? What makes you give this person a card? What makes you give the other person and not the other a card? But we are not politicians, we are Christians, and our debate also goes back into history. What informed the team that Jesus conscripted? How come fishermen and jitterbuggers make the largest composition of the 12 disciples? Why not the Pauls and the Gamaliels, who are highly educated? Why? Those are the questions that we'd like us to investigate. Pastor White, what is a mission?
A mission is your reason of existence. A mission is the goal. A mission is the purpose. A mission is the objective. That is what a mission is. Mission is what you intend to achieve.
Is a mission preset? Do you find it preset or you set it?
Either way.
Okay?
Yeah, you might find it preset if you're succeeding another missionary. Then you might set it if you are the pioneer of that mission.
Okay.
Yes. So that's
a mission is a purpose.
It is a purpose.
It's an objective.
It is an objective.
It's a goal. It's a target.
It's a goal. It's
is it an assignment as well?
What you intend to do. No, that is part of the mission.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not an assignment. It is an assignment is under the mission. First of all, you have the mission, then you come up with the assignments now.
Okay.
To facilitate that mission.
So what makes one person a missionary? Because they have set a mission or because they have found a mission?
Again, either way. If they have set a mission, they become a missionary. If they have found one, then they are part of that entire cause. Then now they're missionaries.
We have a history of missionaries in Uganda, at least where we are today. We have history that we had missionaries here, Christian missionaries, Catholic missionaries, and so forth. In that context, what does history say? What is history telling us?
These were colonialism missionaries. So the mission was to colonize.
Okay.
Yes, that was the mission. And that was the objective.
Okay.
Come to these virgin lands, take the people, okay?
Okay.
For human resource in their countries, that is through slavery.
Okay.
Occupy these places, take their land. That's why you see all those religions that had missionaries have got the biggest chunks of land. That was the mission.
Aren't you going contrary to the history? We are told that the missionaries are here to spread Christianity.
No, Christianity is not a religion. They were not spreading Christianity. That was the uniform. Okay, that was just a camouflage. Okay, which Christianity?
Anglicanism, Anglican Church, Catholicism,
sure, that's the mission.
SDAism.
Yeah, when the missionaries were here to appeal to the populace of the new lands that they had invaded, they came with two things: hospitals and schools. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the agenda: hospitals and schools. Then through hospitals and schools, they were trying to indoctrinate the populace.
Okay.
Which they succeeded at, because that was part of the mission.
Okay.
Indoctrinate the populace, take their lands, okay, and be in charge of them. Okay. And that mission was actually achieved. As we speak today, the politics that they introduced to us, okay, was one that distinguishes the church and the state, but they both work hand in hand. So today, as we speak, the democracy that we have today runs in those handles and in those structures of the church and the state. So that was the mission, and that mission was actually achieved. It was achieved. So we are still under that imperialism and under that colonialism, because that was the mission. It hasn't changed.
Okay.
At all.
Can we talk about qualities of, by the way, can a mission be a good one and a bad one?
Yes. Yes, the mission can be a good one and a bad one. For example, this missionary mission in Africa was a bad mission for us Africans.
Okay.
But it was a good mission for them, because they have benefited for the last 200 years and they are still benefiting from the same.
Okay.
All right. So it depends on where you're standing, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. So the mission can be good and it can be bad. But naturally, the mission ought to be good to everyone.
Did you say naturally?
Yes, naturally.
Why, sir?
Because you have to choose, okay? What you want for the good of others, and not necessarily for your own good. That's what you have to do. And I think that's very important.
Okay. Then that will bring us to another term, team. Now, talking about team, after having talked about mission, now let's go to team. When you talk of team, how do you mean?
A group of people that complement each other with the intention and the goal of contributing to the mission. Yes. So when we talk about a team, we are talking about a group of people who complement each other.
Complement each other in terms of
talents and abilities.
Okay.
A team is not a project of sameness. It's not a project of sameness. No, it's not a project of uniformity. Teams normally put on uniforms, isn't it? But that does not mean that there's the uniformity also in abilities and talents.
Dwell more on the analogy of the football team.
Yes.
You being a lover, and I know a footballer. Yes.
Now, a football team has got one jersey, isn't it? But each and every player on that team plays a different number. There are those who play in the defense, those who play in the middle field, those who play at the striking line. In modern football, there's what we call the wing backs. Okay, so they're different and they are differently talented. So when we talk about a team, we are saying a group of people who complement each other. They complement each other because they're variously talented. Okay. So what one can do, another cannot do.
Okay.
But whatever each can do participates in the achievement of the goal. So that's
Okay.
what we mean by a team. So you don't assemble a group of people who are the same and you call it a team.
Hey.
No, that's a crowd. That's just a crowd. That's a crowd. So you assemble people with different talents, different abilities, different levels of knowledge. Then when you assemble them, now you have a team, because these people are going to complement each other towards the goal. So that's the whole idea of the team.
Oh,
Complementary people,
it's complementary.
yes, and contributive one.
Still dwelling on the same analogy of football. How come we have the term of substitution? What calls for substitution in a team?
It's when the coach analyzes what the mission now requires. Okay? When the coach analyzes what the mission or what the goal now requires, what's the goal? Do I want a draw as a coach? Do I want a win? What do I want now? Depending on what the opponent is doing. Then you look at that department, and then you see the weaknesses of your player and the strengths of the opponent, and then you look at the bench, and you see someone who can actually contain better than the one on the field. Then you substitute that player with one who has got better qualities based on the goal of the coach that he wants to score into.
In your wisdom, when does team mission conversation intermingle into our everyday relationships? For example, marital relationships has mission and team anything to teach us about such relationships?
Yeah, you for instance, for that example that you've brought up, mission and team is important even at the initial stage before you say I do. Yes, before you say I do, what is your mission? We found your marriage and we're going to live marriage here, right? Good. And you're going to participate in marriage. All right? Okay. So what's your mission in marriage?
We never think about that.
Yes, you need to think about
we rarely do.
Yes, what's your mission in marriage? It is upon that you depend to choose a teammate who is going to complement you so that you can achieve your mission.
Not to compete with you.
No, not to compete. Teammates do not compete. They complement each other. So if your mission, if you get to establish your mission in marriage, then now you can start on the project marriage, because you know your mission. You know what you want in this whole relationship called marriage. And that is what you're going to operate around and upon.
Okay.
Because you know your mission. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Does the quality of the team maker influence the quality of the team?
Yes, it does. It does. If you have a poor coach, you'll have a poor selection of players, and then you'll have that kind of quality of a team. And of course, that will affect the mission at the end of the day. Yes. But you see, the beauty of all these things is that when you get your mission correct, you will get the team correct. And if you get your mission wrong, you'll always get also the team wrong. Mission equals team.
Sure.
Mission equals team. So you look at the team. If you want to understand the mission, just look at the team.
So what informs the other? Team informs mission, mission informs team.
Under normal circumstances, the mission must inform the team.
Under normal circumstances?
Yes, you pattern the team against the mission. You don't pattern the mission against the team.
So mission must precede, ought to precede.
Yes, it ought to precede the team. Yeah, because you select the players based on where you want to get. Based on where you want to get. That's
who matters most in mission team arrangement? The team maker or the team members? Who matters most and why?
At the start, it is the team maker that matters most. At the start. Why? Because he's the vision bearer, he's the mission bearer, he knows the mission. So he handpicks or she handpicks the team. Because a team is like the tool for the mission. Yes, a team is like the tool. So now that you have the mission in place, you need now to go and look for the tools to help you achieve that mission. Yes. So the team maker, like you called him or her, is important at the initial stage. But now when activity starts, both the team and their coach are important. Because the coach might have, like in football, the coach might have good tactics, good system, but the players are disappointing. Yes. And sometimes the players are doing all they can, but the coach is disappointing. I'll give you an example. I'm going to use 2 English clubs. Okay? The problem of Manchester United is not the coach, it is the players. But the problem of Arsenal Football Club is not the players, it is the coach.
So the two are possible.
Yes, the two are possible. I'll just give you those examples. Any supporter of football will tell you what I've told you. I mean, any serious supporter of football. Manchester United doesn't have a problem of the coach. We have changed 10 managers or 7 managers so far. And out of those 7 managers, I only don't think there was a mediocre coach. Maybe the one who took over from Ferguson and our homemade coach, Sosha. The rest were good coaches. And Ten Hag maybe, but Van Gaal was a good coach. Mourinho was a very good coach. But we fired all these. Rangnick was a very good coach. We fired all these because we thought that the problem of Manchester United was the coach. It wasn't the coach. No. It was, first of all, the mission, number 1. Number 2, now the players. We've been changing all those managers. And that's why, as a supporter of Manchester United, I don't want us to change Amorim again. Because our problem is not the coach. And neither is it the system of Amorim. No, that's not the problem. The problem is the players. Does Amorim have quality players for his system? Okay? That's the most important thing that we need to look at. All right.
Ladies and mission, we have just understood that mission will inform the team. Who are your team players? We have also understood that team players are not competitors, but they are complementary. They are complementers. That's what we are discussing here. I would like to turn now to another point. When do spectators matter in a team mission relationship? Do spectators at any time matter?
Feedback. Spectators matter for the feedback. They give you feedback. Because as a team player, you can see that match. And as a coach of that team also, you can see that match. But the spectators or the geography of where your team or the field where you are working to achieve your mission, etc. Those are the beneficiaries of your activities. So they matter at the point of feedback. Yeah, how they respond, how they react will inform you to know where to do better, what to change, what not to change, what to improve, things like that. So they matter at that level. Feedback.
As a minister and one of the founders of In Truth and in Spirit Well of Worship Fellowship, you were a team maker. That's what I know. You're a team maker. What informed your team making,
Mm.
the kind of team players you have
Mm.
as the team maker of In Truth and in Spirit World of Worship
Mission.
Fellowship,
Mission.
which is
Revolutionizing belief in God and gods. Mm. Ours is not an institution.
okay,
Ours is a revolution.
okay,
The goal is to create a counterculture.
okay.
That's our goal. So the kind of people that we put on our team are those who are willing to defy the norm, the known, etc., etc.
You being a theologian then and a Christian one,
Mm.
can you help us? Just take us through the journey of the logic of Jesus of Nazareth.
Mm.
If the Gamaliels and the Pauls were his contemporaries, why pick on the kind of team members that we see, jitterbuggers, fishermen, tax collectors? What is the wisdom of such a team? What informs? What logic is Jesus of Nazareth giving us in that? In that,
If for you to understand what Jesus is doing in the New Testament, if you are in Uganda, okay, I'll give you two examples, and then we'll get to that Jesus thing. And you see, and I'm going to use politicians. Okay, in the 1980s and 70s, there was a man here by the name Museveni Yoweri Kaguta. His mission was to go in the bush and fight a sitting government. Okay, but he needed a justification, so he participated in the elections, which he knew that he wouldn't even win.
the missions necessitate justification.
Yes, yes. You cannot have a mission that is not justified. Your mission must be justified, and the justification of your mission is the need.
Okay.
Yeah, good. So he participated in the elections. When he did that, of course, he failed, like it was supposed to be. So when he failed, he launched a guerrilla war against a properly elected government in power. Okay, and when he launched that, he chose two kinds. He was following two qualities in his team building. Two qualities. You are either a good fighter, okay, or an educated fella. That was his credentials. So either intelligent or good at fighting, or good at both. And those are the people that he chose. When you look at the people he went with in the bush, the first number was 25, 27. The 27 guys. If you look at the first 27 guys that he went with in the bush, those who were not educated were lethal fighters. For example, like my father, Fred Gisa Rwigema, not educated, but a proper commando. The same applies to the biological brother to President Museveni, General Saleh. Not educated, but a proper commando. He was actually nicknamed Death. Rufu. So those are the guys that he took. Then he had the General Mugisha Muntu from the universities and other elites. Those are the ones that he took into the guerrilla war. That's how they managed to conduct, if not the best, one of the best guerrilla wars in Africa.
In the world, in fact.
In fact, in the world. But this is the team that he went with. And later on in 1986, of course, they overthrew the governments that were here. And they have stayed in power for the past 39 years now. This is the team. This is the team. Now, I'm going to continue with that very guy, that very example, President Museveni.
Until you tell us what Jesus of Nazareth is doing.
Yes. So when he got into power, 39 years down the road, okay, he has started changing the team, that team. Most of those, some have died, others have been forcefully retired. Isn't it? Why is he changing the team?
Mission change?
Mission changed. The mission changed now. Now we are in power. Because even in 1986, when they had just come to power, he told his commandos that you cannot take ministerial jobs. You can't. He introduced him the Kawanga Semogeri and gave them the cabinet. That was his first cabinet. A cabinet of professionals and experts. Because the mission was to make sure that they have a government. You were good at fighting, but we are now in power. There is a team for power. That's when he introduced the Kawanga Semogeri, the Bidandi Sali. Those were the brains for the mission now. Mission is to what? Run a government. Then he told the Regimas, go back to the barracks, etc. Regima said, I want to go to Rwanda. He said, oh, sure, we're going to support you. Go and fight your own thing. Mission has now changed. Okay? After all these years, those historicals also, he has been dropping. He has been conducting an add and drop, based on the mission. You understand? Today, as we speak, you can see. Recently, I think it was last cabinet. I don't know whether it was last cabinet. He said that I'm going to bring a cabinet of fishermen. Isn't it? But he had the current cabinet is the cabinet of fishermen.
Led by the chief fishmonger,
Nabanja, as the prime minister. Someone that Semuju always castigates. How can we have a prime minister in Nabanja? Someone who fights for food. But you see, what Semuju does not understand is the mission. You get the point? What is the mission of the president? To prepare the way, isn't it? For someone to take government who is not as intelligent as he is. He's trying to demonstrate that Uganda can be run by someone who is not as intelligent as he is. And government can still continue. That is the mission. So he's been adding and dropping, depending on what the mission is. So you pattern the team after the mission, not the mission after the team. It is mission first, then you get to know the team.
The mission, not the reverse.
Not the reverse. Now,
tell us what Jesus is doing.
After you have known that, I still have another example to share with you. We'll get to Jesus, don't worry. So, there's another guy known as Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, aka Bobby Wine. For him, he started by telling us that he's not a politician. He is his people power. Isn't it? And then he said that these elites have done nothing. They are useless. So anyone can be a leader. We need to change our country. So he told Ugandans, take wherever you see an umbrella.
So we did.
And Ugandans did. Isn't it? And he managed to have 58 MPs. 55. Out of those 55, only 13 or 15 were elites and educated. The rest were jitterbuggers, like you like calling them. That's what he had. When they go to parliament, a place of legislation, their mission in that parliament was to fight physically. You don't exchange ideas, you box. That is what happened. when it came to togikwatako, the formula thing, these MPs of Kyagulanyi fought physically. Why? Because here's the logic of Kyagulanyi, for those of you who want to understand it. In Parliament, the sitting government has got over 300 MPs. Bills are passed by numbers. You don't have the numbers. So when you go to that Parliament, just box people and make sure they don't vote. That was the mission. So if you have such a mission, you don't need a Segona and a Mpuga. You need a Zake and a Segirinya. May he so rest in peace. And a Sewanyana. Those are the ones that you need for that mission. The mission is what? Let us punch people. Do you now understand? So people were complaining, why give a card to Warukaga and not Segona in Busiro South? Do you know the mission? The mission is to turn the parliament into a circus. So if that is your mission, to turn the parliament into a circus, send clowns there.
So still within this. So hasn't a parent anything to say about what their child, whom rather their child should marry and should not marry? Because probably they do not know the mission of their child. And therefore, why must they have a say to determine which team member should be conscripted?
No, it depends on whether the parents are the mission holders for their children. Then they decide, as simple as that. Now, maybe I'm boring you with politics, but this is very important. That's why you're taking me now to parent and children, marriage, whatever. But you need to follow. If your mission is to turn the parliament into a circus, don't send their legislators, send clowns. And here is how Kyagulanyi's mission is justified. The NRM has got over 300 MPs. How many of those are legislators, proper legislators?
They are hand raisers.
And they even raise their hands.
Hand raisers.
And they even have bills in that parliament. How many of those? Literally, like only 5 out of 300. Sometime when President Museveni was in Jinja, he said that if this guy can sleep in parliament and then wake up and raise his hand, you send that one. That's what we need. Therefore, the parliament is a circus. That's why Kyagulanyi is sending clowns, because even out of the 300, over 300 MPs of NRM, okay, 290 are clowns. So that's not a parliament, it's a circus. Send clowns there, as many clowns as you can. And when they get there, don't dare legislate, punch people.
It is clownish.
It is clownish, it is a circus.
Did you say crowd?
Yes. So this is the whole thing.
Mission informs the team.
Because mission informs the team. So when you see, before you judge Kyagulanyi for sending Warukaga into the parliament, you the elites, isn't it? Have we investigated the quality of what the NRM has sent to the parliament? Once we establish that, now we investigate. Now, what is the mission? How are bills passed in parliament? Numerical strength. How can you risk? How can you risk issues of national importance to a numerical vote? Already that is a circus. It is a circus to say that we are going to decide what to do based on how many.
For example, how should our education system be? 300 have raised up their hands.
Raised their hands. It should be the quality of UPE. And therefore, that is what we are going to do. Why? Because many people have decided. That is a circus which deserves crowns. Does that now make sense? So that is how we determine. That is how we determine
The team.
the team.
The defining and guiding star
Yes,
is the mission.
is the mission.
So what's your mission?
Uh-huh.
What's your mission? Your mission informs your team.
Your mission informs your team, isn't it? Good. Now, to Jesus now.
Jesus
Yes.
of Nazareth.
Oh, Jesus.
Mission maker is Jesus.
Yes. First of all, Jesus' mission, all right, is to start a revolution against religious institutions
Is he a zealot?
and culture and cultural institutions.
Is he a zealot?
Well, you could say that he is a zealot because zealots are fighters against status quo, but not a zealot of Judaism.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's a zealot against Judaism, a zealot against Romanism. He's a revolutionary.
Okay.
That is what he wants.
Okay.
Now, he's now going to be, first of all, he starts by revolutionizing the rabbinical order.
Okay.
He's the only rabbi, okay, with illiterate disciples. 90% of his disciples are illiterate. Now, that already is a problem. Why? Because rabbis like Gamaliel in Palestine, he's known by the quality of his students. Before, how do you know that this rabbi is big? By the students. Isn't it? Now, Jesus starts with the jitterbuggers, like we call them, the fishermen. So, and then he says, how do you know that this is Jesus of Nazareth? By fishermen. So first of all, he revolutionizes that rabbinical order. You tell the power of a rabbi by his students. What do I mean by his students? The quality, the strength of his student. Isn't it? How do you tell the strength of Jesus? By the weakness of his students.
Come again?
How do you tell the strength of Jesus Christ? By the weakness of his student. So Jesus is that strong that he doesn't begin and start with the brilliant of the community. He begins and starts with the weakest of the community and the most despised.
What is his mission?
His mission is to revolutionize the status quo. Jesus doesn't want to fit in. No, he wants to create a counterculture that even the fools of this world can participate. So that is what he first launches.
Okay.
Number one. Good. Number two. He wants to contend the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Essenes, the Qumrans. That's the target audience. Okay? And he wants to appeal to them.
Okay.
He wants to draw their attention to them. You a rabbi. You from Nazareth. Galilee. You also a rabbi. He says, yes, I'm from Galilee and I'm also a rabbi. Now already that is a counterculture. It is something phenomenal on the stage. Now that's why he has come. So he chooses such. Now, these disciples that are following Jesus Christ, okay?
The team members.
Yes. Are just part of the mission. But they are not participants in the mission. And I think that is very important for us to understand.
Say that again.
The disciples that Jesus chose, are, are part of the mission, but not participants in the mission. And he knows that.
So they're not part of the team.
They are not even,
They're not
they are not the
the
team.
team.
They are just part of the mission.
The disciples are part of the mission.
Yes.
They are not team players.
No, they are not the team.
So, Pastor, to get you right, it's like me starting a business to sell a certain product to customers.
Yes.
These these disciples are part of the clientele, the business, but not employees.
Exactly. The disciples themselves are part of the clientele. And Jesus knows that.
Okay.
But he has chosen them to be like his disciples. Yes. And indeed they are his disciples. Yes. But they are not part of the mission. They are not participators in the mission. That is why you see, when the mission gets at the stage of now being implemented at a certain stage, they all run away. Because this is not what they signed for. They were just followers.
Team players must sign for the mission.
The team players signed for the mission. Players at the field of football field get injured. These ones were not willing. They all ran away. And he stayed alone. Because theirs is to follow. Isn't it? So they followed Jesus that far. Now, when he died and resurrected, he came back to them again. Isn't it? And told them, this is what I've always told you. Now, this is what we are going to do. Again, because they are not participators in the mission. They stayed in the upper room chamber for 15 years, doing nothing about the mission, but just waiting for him. The best they did, according to the book of Acts, is to start a cult that was telling people, you come here, sell everything that you have, we are going to heaven. So Jesus had to come back, okay, and get a team player. Start afresh. He had Stephen, he was stoned to death. He had Philip, he was on the run always. Then he came and got Paul, Apostle Paul. Now that one is a team player. That one is not a follower. That one is a participant in the mission. That is what happens in the New Testament as far as team and mission are concerned. So people like Ananias, the one who trained Paul, those are team players. Those are participants in the mission of Jesus Christ. Like Paul, like Philip, like Stephen. That's why Stephen was stoned. He was stoned because he was a participant in the mission. Those who are not participants in the mission continued even attending temple services. Acts chapter 3, Peter and John are going.
9.
They are even in the hour of prayer. They're even following Judaism, but claiming to be of Jesus. So that's what you need to understand about that whole thing.
Yes, as we are winding up, I would like to have now to ask this question. In view of what Jesus of Nazareth does, how should we live? How should we live by that example in our everyday life, in our human relationships? How can this inform the quality of mission, team, and how we should operate vis-a-vis the two realities, mission and team?
There is nothing as important in life as, first of all, knowing who you are. Number two, knowing why you are here. Okay?
Mm.
Yeah. Now, mission is the why of life. That's your purpose.
Mm.
Team is the who of life
Mm.
and the how of life.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm.
Now, you must start from the point of knowing who you are. And I think that's where majority of life fails.
Mm.
You need to know who you are. Until you establish that, you'll be all over and you'll be whoever.
Mm.
So the biggest challenge in life is knowing who you are. And the other part of that challenge is knowing why you're here.
Mm.
Now, once you establish those two, now you can now start discussing the how.
Okay.
Yes, and what kind of team you want to participate in.
Is mission static, or it can change on the way?
It can change on the way, but within the purpose, the overall umbrella of purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, and within who you are. You're not here to do everything.
Okay.
No, you are here to do a specific thing. But the versions of doing that specific thing, isn't it, can keep alternating, given the seasons, given the circumstances and the situations. That can change. But what cannot change is the principle of where you're going and who you are. So first of all, get to know who you are. Establish that. Then establish why you are here. Okay? Now, once you establish who you are and why you are here, your job and your work will be patterned against that.
Mm.
Your relationships, social, public, and private, will be patterned against that.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm.
Your career will be patterned against that. You will study accordingly.
Mm.
You will marry accordingly. You will work accordingly. The mission, get to know the mission. Then you will stop doing what other people are doing. Because what other people are doing, they are doing it because of who they are
And the mission they have set.
and the mission they have set. So you cannot just do anything. I see many people in businesses leaving this business and jumping on this business because now this one. But that's not who you are. And that's why some people end up benefiting in a particular business and others fail in the same business and in the same season.
Mm.
Yes, because they have failed to establish the mission and who they are. So establish that and now pattern everything else against that. Even your sociology, read team.
Mm.
Even your team will be selected upon those tenets of getting to know. Once you get to know who you are, and then the rest will actually work from that point.
Okay.
If you fail on who you are, you fail on the mission. And then the rest also is going to be a confusion. It's going to be a confusion.
I would like to thank you for having paid attention to us, and I'd like to invite you to participate in this discussion online. We shall continue this discussion. What we have just looked at today is mission and team. We have understood that mission informs your team. We have also understood that the team is complementary, is a team is individuals who have come together with different abilities and talents, but towards achieving the same goal. Look at your team. Does it address your mission? Look at your mission. Has it guided you? Can it guide you towards choosing the correct or the right team in your business, in your work, in your relationships, in your love relationships, in your marriage, in your profession, in your career, to mention but a few? We are in truth and in spirit well of worship fellowship. It has been the 11th of October, 2025. Until we meet again, bye bye.